Welcome to Business Forward. I'm Kaylin Risvold, President and CEO of the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here at Chamber member Beyond Measure Fitness Training to learn a little bit more about how fitness and exercise can play into the role and the lives of busy professionals. I'm here with owner-operator Steve Hlavac to learn a little bit more about that. And let's dive right in. Does fitness impact people's performance?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. And I think right away people go into, okay, how is having a six-pack or a better bench press going to help me with business? And the answer is it's really not, right? So for me, I think right away of things that do make a positive impact as a business person. And so as business people, our greatest asset is being productive. And so to be productive, we need to have energy. We need to be mentally sharp. We also need to maintain a positive mindset, right? And so exercise is proven to help benefit you in those areas, but then also we need to avoid certain things, right? So stress, anxiety, high pressure, it's just bound to happen. And when you're a part of an exercise routine, it's something that can help combat those things as well. So two great ways that you can see the benefits from an exercise routine as a business person for sure.
And I see the benefits, but there are also a lot of really big common misconceptions out there about exercise and routines. What do you hear?
For sure. The first one is that I can't get quick results. And, if you're trying to lose weight or burn fat and get stronger, yes, those things absolutely take time. But with the things that I was just alluding to, the positive mindset, the energy, all those things happen right away, immediately, right after, even during your workout, you're going to start to feel the benefits. So that's something that I suggest that you start right away. And then another one is time. So most people will say, I just don't have the time to do it. Honestly, nobody has time. No one has more than 168 hours a week, right? We have to make time for it. And so I can touch on that in a little bit. The third one is working yourself so hard that you can't move, right? Crushing yourself in the gym. Not true at all. Honestly, we tell people when you're first getting started, literally go through the motions. Less is more. Just being consistent over time trumps intensity no matter what. And then the last one I have is motivation. Most people think they have to be motivated to get started. And if I'm being honest, most of our members here, including myself, are probably motivated maybe 5 to 10% of the time, if I'm being perfectly honest. So you really just have to get started, then motivation comes after that. So I think that's important to understand, because if you're waiting to get motivated, you're going to be waiting for a very long time, if at all. It may not ever happen for you.
So I've been waiting for a few years. I don't have that motivation. And I think it's exactly what you said. Time, the enormity of it, and not being scared, but not knowing what to do. What are 3 things myself or other busy professionals can do to just get started? For
sure, yeah. The simpler, the better. Honestly, no matter if you're getting started or if you've been doing it for years, the simpler you can keep things, the odds of you staying consistent are way higher. So the first thing is going for a walk. It's the easiest thing that you can do. You don't have to think about it. I think the best time that we can do that is at lunchtime to avoid that midday crash. It's going to re-energize you. You're going to feel good and productive going into the second half of the day. And then there are 2 other ones that don't require any equipment at all. And actually these are a double positive, because one of the big things that take people out of work using their sick leave is actually low back pain rather than actually being sick. So these exercises actually will give you more energy, but then also help prevent low back pain as well, which are 2 positive things here. So if you're open to it, I'd love to have you give these a shot and go for it. What do you think?
You said it was easy and for everybody, so I'm going to attempt to demonstrate that.
All right, so now that we're on the ground, the first thing that we're going to do is very, very simple. It's just a regular plank, and this is, again, this is a very common exercise, but there's a couple key components that I want you to pay attention to when you do this in order to protect the low back and also engage the core a little bit more. Okay, so all I'm going to have you do is actually start on your hands. The key here is actually with your low back. We want to make sure that your hips are tucked underneath you. So what I want you to think about, if you had a belt buckle on, I want you to try to imagine like you're trying to tilt that belt buckle up so that it's facing your eyes. Once you've done that, then you're going to lift your knees up off the ground. So let's give that a shot. And when you do this, guys, all you need to do is 10 to 15 seconds. Another thing that people do is they just keep adding time to the plank. Not necessary at all. 10 to 15 seconds is all.
And this helps the core?
This helps, yep, anterior core here. Yep.
For people who are doing this?
For people who are doing this. Yep, you got it.
So,
yep, hands right there, belt buckles up.
How's my feet?
Now, that's a great question. So the wider your feet are, the more support you're going to get. Okay, the closer your feet are, the harder this is going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
So that position looks pretty good. You'll just want to lift your hips up a little bit higher. Right about there. There we go. And so that's the high plank. Okay. The next one that I'm going to show you is going to be down on the ground, and with this one, it's also a core exercise, but also a glute exercise. Okay, so now this lateral core actually inserts into your low back. All right, so that's why it's going to help provide support for the low back, as well as help build the glute muscle up a little bit, which provides support for the low back as well. So all you're going to do is start off on the ground with your feet kind of flex back behind you like so. And all you're going to do is push your knees into the ground, drive your hips up and forward, and then return them down and back. So hips go up and forward, down and back like so. Typically, if you're going to do these, I would do about 10 in a row and then switch. So give it a shot.
Well, this is nice because people can do these exercises anywhere. You just need space.
Yep, you don't need anything at all. Yeah,
Okay.
You can do
What
it
do I
outside.
do with my other arm?
Wherever's comfortable. Yep, just right at your side.
And then what am I doing?
Good, and then hips go right back down. So good, and then let's try that again. And now when you come up, think about your belt buckle again.
Yeah.
Pushing that belt buckle up and forward so that your shoulders, hips, knees are in line, and then on the way down, it goes back again. Okay. Yep, just like so.
And it's almost like a sit-up, or is it like you want to stay there?
Yep, so brief pause and then right back down. Yep, so we're not holding this one. That's a great question. We're going to actually repeat this one for reps, anywhere from 5 to 10. If you're just getting started with it, would be good. Typically I like to say once you get to a 50 to 70% intensity level, whatever rep that is, you're good there. So.
Well, this has been really educational, and I think it's a great tie, again, back to business of how doing some simple things, and thank you for the tips, can really help as we continue to be productive. So
absolutely.
Appreciate the tips. And again, we're here at Beyond Measure Fitness Training in Naperville, and we'll see you next time on Business Forward.